Well, Simon, first and foremost, team news, how are you looking?
Yeah, look, not too many disruptions from last week. Obviously, Michael Lawrence will be missing for 2 or 3 games. We've got some good news today on him. He doesn't require any surgery, so just go through the rehab process now. Hopefully, maybe 2 games, and then we've got a weekend off. So the aim is for him to be right after that, but we'll wait and see how his progress goes. Obviously, Suaia Matagi's here now, so he'll sort of slot into Bruno's place. And apart from that, I think we're looking pretty good.
Elsewhere, there were a few other injuries. Last time we spoke about Aaron Murphy against Wakefield, Ollie Roberts had the head knock, Kumatai, Seb and Cruz leaving as well?
Yeah, well, Seb won't play again this year. Cruz Leeming's fit. Aaron Murphy, he's touch and go. He won't play this week, but he should be okay for the week after. Ollie Roberts has had the week off, so he's passed all the head protocol concussion tests now, so he'll take his place in the back row in Murph's place. So all in all, I mean, Sebastian's had to have an operation on that ankle, so that puts him out. But apart from that, hopefully Michael Lawrence is our only long term, and he's 2 to 3 games.
How big a blow is not having Seb for the rest of the year?
Oh yeah, it is. It's a blow. Seb obviously carries the ball really strong. He's a big body for us, but having Matagi come in now helps us out a little bit there, and we do have quite a little bit of depth in the middle forwards at the moment. So while he's a loss, I'm confident we've got the guys to cover him.
With Michael's injury as well, it was quite handy that Suaia came over early, isn't
it? Yeah, it was. With Seb already gone and Bruno now out for 2 to 3 games, it's been not good timing. Suaia coming over here, so he's fit in really well. He trained with the team for the first time on Saturday, and he's had 2 really good sessions yesterday and today. So he doesn't look out of place at all. He's certainly going to be a big positive for our team.
I'm sure you watched the Challenge Cup final between States and Catalan. How much did you learn about Justin Holbrook's side?
Well, they're at the top of the table for a reason. They've been a really good team all year. Obviously, I thought they were ambushed on the weekend. I thought the Catalans came with a game plan. They brought plenty of intent, plenty of enthusiasm, and I thought they ambushed St Helens early and got away on them, and obviously put St Helens off their game, and it worked well for them. And in the end, they had a comfortable win. So we'll be preparing for the St Helens that's on 40-odd competition points, not the St Helens that got beaten on the weekend. That's for sure. So. It doesn't matter how good you are, what team you are, you have off days, and unfortunately for St Helens it was last weekend and a pretty big game, but we're expecting them to bounce back.
A lot of the Catalan players said that the key to beating them was stopping the forwards first and foremost. Is that your view as well?
Well, it's every week your forward pack needs to do a job on the opposition. This week's no different. I think Catalan have got one of the biggest, most. Their pack's got a lot of intent. They're up there with the best in the Super League, I believe. We played them a few weeks ago, and their pack's big and strong and fast. And like I said, they've got some guys in there with plenty of intent. So you saw that, and you could tell from the opening 5 minutes the Catalan were there to bash and badge their way through St Helens, and they were able to do it consistently for 80 minutes. And I think at half time, St Helens had made 100 more tackles than the Catalans, so that's massive in 40 minutes of footy. So they did a really good job. They set up their win in the first half now, and they thoroughly deserved their win. When
you have a defeat in a big game like that, it can often go one of 2 ways. You can get a response, or there's a bit of a hangover. Are you envisaging that with the case for Saints, that you're going to get either a big backlash or maybe a bit of vulnerability?
Well, yeah, we're preparing for them to, the good teams bounce back, so that's what we're preparing for. But obviously the short turnarounds, it would be an issue for them. It was hot. It was a hot day, and like I said, they did a lot of work defensively. So they won't get a lot of. I wouldn't have thought a lot of training in this week, a lot of preparation. So we've got to use that as our advantage and make sure we've prepared well. We had a bit of a break early last week, and we came back later in the week and had a couple of sessions transitioning back into training, and we've had a normal preparation this week leading into a Friday night game. So there'll be no excuses for us. They're a good footy team, but we're playing well. We're playing with confidence, and we've been able to get a good preparation in. So I'm expecting our guys to play well.
Past experience of the Super 8's concept is the teams that have sort of got into the 8 at the last couple of rounds, they can tend to struggle to then back it up going into the Super 8s, and they often fall away. Is there any danger of that happening at Huddersfield this year?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. We've spoken about it and we've all agreed that we want to keep kicking on and we want to keep winning and see where it gets us. I mean, it's a very tough task to make the top four. We understand that, but one thing we can control is, you know, our performances and our results. And you know, we've all agreed that we should kick on, not put the cue in the rack. Let's see how far it can take us. And you know, from what I've seen over the last couple of days with our training and our preparation, the guys they've been on. So I wouldn't have thought, you know, I would have thought we would be wanting to keep going the way we have been.
You said after the Wakefield game that the top four isn't impossible, maybe improbable, but not impossible. That has to be the mentality now, surely, doesn't it, that the top four realistically is still achievable?
Yeah, it is. It is achievable. I mean, like I said, it's hard when you need one of the top four teams to really crash. You know, we don't need one of them to lose 1 or 2 games. We need them to lose 4 or 5, and on top of that, we need to win 5 or 6. So it's a very tough ask. But you know, we're not really focused on the top four. We're focused on maintaining what we've been able to do over the past 3 months, and you know, keep getting small improvements in our performance. And you know, we're confident if we can do that, and we remain, you know, with the attitude we've had. Well, there's no reason why we can't at least keep winning. And if whether that's good enough to get us to the top four, well, we'll find out in a few weeks' time.
It was noted in your last game that every time you score a try, the players are sprinting as quick as they can to celebrate the try. And I asked Jermaine McGilvery about it afterwards, and he says there's a bit of a forfeit, but he didn't tell me what the forfeit was in fear that you might tell him off. Can you tell us what the forfeit is?
Well, we had, you know, when I first came here, a little thing we did back home, you know, especially after wins, you know, reviews can be pretty, you know, mundane and the same thing every week, and reviews are tough when you lose. So when we win, we try and have a little bit of fun. And you know, so the last one in for a try celebration has to pay 10 quid to the players fund. So quite often Jermaine's on the other side of the field when the try's scored. So it's quite funny watching the guys react and race each other in. And you know, quite often some guys have got in there and looked around and realised there's no one behind them, and you can see the disappointment in their face. So I think Jermaine's paid the most out of anyone so far. So he likes his money too, Jermaine. So he's not real happy.
He must be doing all right. He's scoring most of the tries at the minute.
Well, he has asked if he can have 10 quid added for every try he scored, and I said no. So, but it's a lot of fun. We get a good laugh out of it. Like I said, we only do it when we win. But we've obviously won a lot of games in the last 3 months, so it's been a bit of fun for the boys on the day after a game for our review, whether it's a Saturday or a Monday. We have a bit of fun with it.
It's interesting you mention it though, because a lot of players have spoke quite serious about how the ground has picked up drastically since you've come in. Have you got other little things like that you're doing to try and keep the spirits high?
No, not really. Look, it was tough when I first came in. We had a lot of work to do, and while we try and make it as fun as we can when we can and try and break things up, at the end of the day we had a lot of hard work to do, and we had a big job ahead. So we've tried to bring things in every now and then and break it up and do different things, but you know, most of it's been hard work and head down, bum up type thing, and been really proud of the way the guys have been able to maintain their consistency with their attitude and their performances over the last 12 weeks. And
just finally from me, recruitment-wise, any updates? Aquila outgoings as well? Is there anything being clarified there?
No, not other than Matagi. You know, now that we're into the Super 8s, I'd like to think we can make some more headway with that stuff over the next couple of weeks. It's a bit easy to recruit and whatnot when you know competition you're playing in next year. So that's been a bit of a bonus. The fact that we've been able to make that top 8, we can push ahead now with that sort of thing.
Corey Norman and Brock Lamb were mentioned in the paper this week.
Yeah, no, Brock. We made some inquiries about Corey, but you know, at this stage he feels he's still got a lot to offer in the NRL, and he's still waiting for an opportunity there. He's still got another year to go at Parramatta, so he doesn't have to leave there if he doesn't want to. So yeah, that one sort of didn't gather any real momentum, and Brock Lamb, no, we've never spoken to, so I'm not too sure where that came from.